Oh boy, this one is huge, bro. Let's get it rolling.
Gentleman,
Davos.
the President of the United States,
This guy.
Donald J. Trump.
I've been discussing this guy for the past 7 years, and then COVID happened. And
You will own nothing, and you will be happy.
we all saw it coming. We saw it coming. We saw through what he was talking about.
Yeah.
There's no way to make it right. There's no way to make it sound okay. So I don't even know how people are okay with something like this. But anyway,
For real.
Trump is such a boss for pulling there through a Zoom call or whatever he was using, and just address this nonsense like that.
Mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in
not
waste.
afraid to say that shit.
$8
The past
trillion.
administration failed.
Yeah. $8 trillion, bro.
Deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy.
Think of all the money down the drain that went through a lot of those
COVID vaccines and everything.
and also those what's the name? Those departments, Department of
Yeah.
Equality and Inclusion or whatever they call it,
hmm
50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity. In particular,
Crazy,
with
dude.
immigration, crime, and inflation.
The balls
On day
it
one, I
takes.
signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency.
Damn. That sounds very different, by the way. Government efficiency.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and family, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business room that you're all gathered together, so many of my friends, but Americans, the economic confidence is soaring like we haven't seen in many, many decades, maybe not at all. Upon my election, it was just announced that small business optimism skyrocketed by 41 points in a single month. That's the highest ever. There's never been anything. Came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately.
Yo. See, stuff like that. He just says it, and then he talks something with those guys and they say, all right,
Yeah.
let's end it, guys.
They just
Right
comply.
now, the price is high enough that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war. They should have done it long ago. They're very responsible, actually, to a certain extent, for what's taking place. Millions of lives are being lost.
That's the thing with this guy, right? He's already a billionaire. He's rich.
Can't mess with him.
He doesn't need anything from anyone. And he's
Yeah.
still there. He's pushing 80, I think. And he still shows up. And then, of course, he has no interest in any of that bullshit taking place in wars and all that stuff. I might be wrong. Maybe I'll have to swallow my own words in the future, but I don't think so. I think that this guy is
The
pretty
war.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah. The only war he's waging is the cartels. which is obviously like a massive problem within
But that's,
the
that's
US.
a different war
Yeah.
than the wars that are being funded by our government in
Yeah.
the East, in
It's an
the West,
unnecessary
in
war.
anywhere.
Yeah.
It's because war is profitable. So as long as there's wars, they keep making money. Trump already has money. He doesn't need any more money, which is why he's like, hey, end it. You know, that
Cut
thing
it
over
out.
there. Yeah, cut it out, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. We got
Just get along.
other things to take care of.
Yeah.
We will not allow our territory to be violated. After 4 long years, the United States is strong and sovereign and a beautiful nation. Once
He
again,
can't really be
it's a
crucified at
strong,
this point because
sovereign-
the U.S. citizens have his back.
Yeah.
You know, the American people have spoken. The concentrated liberal areas are, L.A., New York, San Francisco, those
Yeah.
blue areas, right? But the
So-
majority of the U.S. is pretty red.
I have
I
no
feel-
idea. And I still stand by the belief that the silent majority
Has
is
spoken.
against all of that, right?
Yeah.
And the silent majority is not like 51%, right?
Yeah, it's
Against
way
49.
more.
It's probably way higher. And that's where the 5% you
And-
mentioned make all the noise and make themselves appear as there's a large number of them, when in reality it's just a few of them complaining really
Mhm.
loud.
Yeah. And also a lot of the left side flipped red. So now you have
Really?
even more people. Yeah.
nation.
Crazy.
In addition, I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer will our government label the speech of our own
Oh, yeah.
citizens as
Insane.
misinformation or
Talking to you,
disinformation,
YouTube.
which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. America will once again become a merit-based country. You have to hear that word, merit-based
Based on your
country.
skill.
And I've
Go.
made it
Meritocracy.
an official policy of the United States that there are only 2 genders,
Oh!
and female. And we will have no men participating in women's sports, and transgender operations, which became the rage, will occur very rarely.
It's insane. And I think at the very end, he says, now I'll take questions or something like that.
Yeah. Everyone's just silent.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
brutal.
yeah.
Insane.